Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Robert with the Not Move podcast, and we'll be doing the WWE segment. We have a lot to talk about. We got Monday Night Raw to go over, SmackDown, and the Elimination Chamber. But most and importantly, let's first talk about this giveaway that the Not Move podcast has going on. 2K26 WWE edition giveaway. Um, all you got to do is show proof that you subscribe. You got to just show it to one of the Not Moving podcast members that you subscribe. Here's the giveaway right here. We're doing a WWE 2K26 giveaway. It's going to be great. Just stay tuned for it. We'll have more updates for you on it. Um, Now let's get into the show. So the first match that we're going to talk about, well, technically it's not a match. It was the Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, and Jacob Fatu promo. So Cody Rhodes started it out. He came out, said what he had to say. Then Jacob Fatu came out, and he told Cody that his business ain't with him, it's with Drew, and he wants Drew. So I think this this is my opinion now. I think that Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu will face at the Elimination Chamber, and Cody Rhodes will do something to screw Drew, to screw Jacob Fatu, and all of a sudden it becomes a triple threat at Mania. So then, so basically, they all did their little promo. Nick Otis came out, said Drew ain't here, and all of a sudden, Drew said he bought a whole suite so he could be there, and Drew McIntyre ended up being there anyways. And yeah, just they all just cut their little promo, and it's basically setting up the match for WrestleMania, the triple threat that I was trying to say. That's why I think Cody Rhodes will win the Elimination Chamber. He is going to win, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that a little later. Um, we had Dragunov versus Tama Tonga. That was a great match. Tama Tonga got the win. So if I'm not mistaken, that means he's going to end up facing Mello for the title. I think Tama Tonga takes the title, man. I think he takes it at WrestleMania. I think that's the United States title match at WrestleMania. Tama Tonga versus Carmelo Hayes at WrestleMania, and Tama Tonga wins the title. I think it's well timed. It's perfect timing, actually. Everybody wants him to get that push. I think it's time for him to get that push. He deserves it, and why not give it to him? I mean, what else are they doing with him? They already got the MFT's tag team set up, which is Jacob Cobb or JC Cobb and what's his name? Not Tama Tonga, but yeah, it is Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga. So yeah, why not have him win the title? Anyway, the Wyatt Six decided to call out Solo. Can y'all hear me? Okay. The Wyatt Six decided to call out Solo Sokoa, and Uncle Howie basically told him he's going to be down in that ring next Friday. This Friday coming up, and he just wants Solo. That's it. He's not coming with his family. He says Solo uses his family as a crutch, which technically Solo does. I mean, if you really look at it, his whole family's better than him. I mean, they got the tag titles, and then Tama Tonga is about to win the United States title. What is Solo doing? Just moving around, nothing, doing nothing exactly. I mean, what's going to stop Solo from turning on? What's going to stop Solo from turning on Tama Tonga? But yeah, with that being said, um, there's a lot you gotta put into perspective with that. So when it comes down to Solo can easily, I mean, he basically turned on Jacob Fatu. Even though Jacob turned on him, he was talking shit about, or he was talking junk about um, Jacob Fatu backstage, saying he's a big dummy in the brain and all that, and that's what led to Jacob Fatu turning on him. What makes you think they're not going to end up turning on Solo? They're going to figure out Solo's the weak link, and they're going to end up turning on him. That's how it's going to end up happening, and that's what's going to happen. I'm telling you, I'm calling it now. The the MFTs will turn on solo eventually, sometime in between this Wyatt 6 feud. That's what I'm calling. That's my hot take for SmackDown. Um, but leading to that, we had Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, and Kiana James. Kiana James won the match and advanced to the elimination chamber. So, with that being said, um, wow, I did not expect Charlotte Flair not to be in the elimination chamber. I definitely didn't expect them to go with Kiana James, but that's a huge surprise. I mean, what did they do with Julia from this point? Is Julia just going to talk for herself on the mic now? Is that what they're doing? And Kiana James being her own character now? But honestly, I think it's good for Kiana James. I didn't expect it. I think it's huge. I think that's a huge win for her resume, beating someone like Charlotte Flair. Um, but yeah, I think it was a great match. Honestly, I would rate it a 4.5 out of 5. So then we had Kid Wilson come out. You know, he was supposed to face Obafemi. He came out, gave a little poem about Obafemi, trying to get on Oba's good side. Then he started doing the bad poem again, and Oba threw him around, hit him in the ropes, and got the 3 count, man. Oba is absolutely a beast. When we talk about Obafemi, that man, I'm telling you, he's the one that's going to take Brock Lesnar's open challenge and beat Brock Lesnar. That's another hot take I got. Oba's going to beat Brock, and that's going to really up his career. I mean, I think Oba is the modern day Brock Lesnar. Call me crazy, but he's our Brock Lesnar. Yeah, like the old generation had Brock Lesnar. Now we got Oba. Oba's our Brock Lesnar. Or better yet, a better comparison, Mark Henry. He's our version of Mark Henry. Put it that way. Um, but leading to that, the mysterious box got sent back to Monday Night Raw, and basically on Monday Night Raw, they said both GMs are going to end up opening the box at Elimination Chamber. Who do you think's inside of that box? Because my opinion, the person I think's inside that box is either Dean Ambrose or Chris Jericho. Or it could be a title, it could be something like that. But I'm going with Dean Ambrose or Chris Jericho to be inside that box. That's who I'm taking. That's who I think's inside the box. Um, it could not be, it could be, but we're just gonna have to wait and find out. Leading to that, Tiffany Stratton versus Alba Fire. Tiffany Stratton got the win. That match itself, it was an okay match. We figured out Chelsea Green is fake being hurt, which I already knew that. Most people already knew that she was fake being hurt. She just don't want to defend. She just don't want to fight right now. It was supposed to be her versus Tiffany Stratton, but instead it was Alba Fire because she acted like she was hurt. And yeah, but the bad part is every time they do a fake injury with a wrestler, they end up actually getting hurt, and that kind of sucks because it happened with Seth Rollins. They did that fake injury, and then he ended up actually getting hurt. Yeah, see, that's why I don't like those fake injury things they do. But what do you think? See, this is the biggest question I have for everybody. What do you think they're doing with Sami Zayn? Because I thought right after Cody Rhodes hitting him with a crossroad would be the perfect time for him to turn heel. That would be the absolutely perfect time for him to turn heel. But no, he told Cody he was right. Cody basically told him that he saw opportunity, he took it, hit him with the crossroads, and on Elimination Chamber, a qualification match, it's every man for themselves. And he told Cody, "You're right." So maybe they are pushing him to be heel in a way, but I don't know, man. I think they're wasting Sammy. I think it's way past Sammy's time. It's been way overdue. If they were going to do something, they would have done it. Now, this is the match I really want to talk about. You had Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes versus Damian Priest to qualify in the Elimination Chamber in a triple threat. Now, this match, take Damian Priest out the picture. Imagine Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. Absolute fire. Those two by themselves, I can't wait to see them in a match against each other, or when they tag team together. Whatever they're going to do with them two, it's going to be fire because they had absolutely great chemistry in that match the whole time. You got to see the Mellow Don't Miss, got to see the trick shot. Man, they put out all the stunts, all the moves. They're flying off the ropes. Damian Priest got pinned by Trick Williams. Of course, they weren't going to have Carmelo Hayes take the pin. He is a champion, and it makes sense to have, which that could lead to a feud in the future. But like, I didn't get pinned by you, and then something happens. They end up feuding with each other. I don't know. I'm just talking right now, but I think eventually we'll get a Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams feud. Um, but leading to that, Rhea Ripley versus Julia ends in a DQ. Lash Legend and Nia Jax attacks Rhea Ripley. So let's talk about that. That match itself, it was a good match. But why did Julia have to do Rhea like that? I mean, she had Rhea and they gave her one of the biggest boots of all time, dog. She got boots so hard that her head hit the mat, hit the ring, and went right back up in the now. Yo, Julia is an absolute beast, and she's gonna be a problem. She's gonna be a problem to reckon with later down the road. I think the future for WWE looks so bright right now with all these stars coming in. I mean, you got Alba, you got Trick, you got Mello, you got Javon, possibly Leon coming, Ricky Saints coming, Jada Parker, you got Sol Ruka, Lash Legend, Jordan Grace, Julia, Kiana James, all these future stars. WWE looks bright right now. But we're getting a little off topic. Randy Orton versus Alistair Black. Randy Orton wins. Man, that was a dream match for me. Watching that match was great. I've been wanting that match, and I finally got to see it. And the match itself was great. I liked it. I loved how Randy won. So they're not doing nothing bad on Randy, but Randy won the match. The match looked good. Randy going into the Elimination Chamber with a win. I feel great. I know Randy's feeling great. Hey, this might be Randy's year, but it's not. It's Cody Rhodes. I've been sorry to say, not sorry. Cody Rhodes is winning the Elimination Chamber, and I'll stick by that. All right, so that was all on Friday Night SmackDown. So now we're gonna switch it over to Monday Night Raw. Um, Basically, this Monday Night Raw was a tribute to AJ Styles. It was a good Monday Night Raw. It wasn't the best, but the AJ Styles made it great. The AJ Styles part made it great. So basically, the night starts off with. Hold on, how did the night start? The night started off with Gunther coming out. Gunther basically said, "Oh, you're celebrating a guy who lost." Uh, Adam Pearce came out and said, "We're not doing that today. This is the day we're here to celebrate John Cena, or not John Cena, AJ Styles." And basically, next thing you know, Gunther got escorted out of uh, the whole stadium. He got escorted out and left the show for the day. Um, so yeah, Gunther basically he got attacked by Dragon Lee as well. Let's not forget about that. I think that's going to lead to a feud, Dragon Lee versus Gunther. I think it's going to be a good little feud right there. But I know Gunther's going to absolutely demolish Dragon Lee. Um, so we're going to talk about a couple matches on Monday Night Raw because some of them were boring. We're just going to talk about a couple of them. So the second match that I want to talk to you about is let's talk about the Maxine Dupree versus Natty. Maxine Dupree versus Natty, right? Maxine Dupree, it didn't even last for 2 minutes. Maxine Dupree got injured, and unfortunately, that's sad. But she legit got knocked out. She hit the ring post and got knocked out. And I don't know if she's really injured or if that was just part of the show, but I don't think they would have ended the match that fast. I think she really got injured, and Maxine is out. And it unfortunately sucks because Maxine was officially taken off and it was looking good for her. It was looking like everything was going up from here. And now, unfortunately, Maxine ain't here. Well, not saying she ain't here, but she's probably injured and won't be on the show for a couple weeks. So, yeah, that leaves me with the Becky Lynch promo. She came out, gave her little promo, telling AJ Lee that she's the best in the world. It's not her just saying that; it's Sports Illustrating and other people saying it. And basically told AJ Lee, "How do you expect to beat me when you haven't wrestled in 10 years and you're going against the best in the world?" And yeah, but I still think AJ Lee gets the win. But when we talk about the Elimination Chamber, we'll get to that. Um, so then on the feud between, so then we had the triple threat, right? We had we had Jay Uso. No, Cody Rhodes came out first, and then the Vision came out with Paul Heyman, and they said once Bronson Reed wins this match, he's going to take over SmackDown, and the Vision's going to be running Raw and SmackDown, right? So I think the original plans was for Bronson Reed to qualify for this, but see, the problem is when it came down to it, Cody said, "Yeah, somebody's gonna have something to say about it." And Jey Uso's music came on, so we have Bronson Reed, Jey Uso, and El Grande Americano to advance in the Elimination Chamber. In that match, Bronson Reed actually got hurt. I think he popped a tendon or something in his arm, and yeah, he had to get escorted out. He got really bad hurt, and Jey Uso ends up winning the match. Jey Uso hits El Grande Americano with a spear, and then hits him with a Uso splash, and Jey Uso qualifies for the Elimination Chamber. So that leads to that actually leads to the AJ Styles thing, man. Let's talk about AJ Styles because he didn't put his gloves down, right? He didn't put his gloves down on Saturday night's main event. And we talked about that a little on the podcast. Me, Zip, Timbo, talking about how he didn't put his gloves down and how he would go somewhere else. But unfortunately, that's not true. Unfortunately, he was just waiting till he went back home to Atlanta, Georgia, and they did the tribute. Because during the tribute, he said, "Now I heard a lot of y'all had questions about why I didn't put my gloves down." He said, "I didn't put my gloves down because I wasn't home yet." And then when he got back to Atlanta and they did the tribute for him, he officially put his gloves down and retired. And everybody came out, and every superstar was out there. Everyone that AJ Styles wrestled with from TNA, not everyone, but people from TNA, New Japan, WWE, everywhere that he wrestled was there. His tag team partners, everyone. Shinsuke, the Tongaloas, every last single one of them. Um, and then the Undertaker's music came on after AJ Styles gave his promo saying why that he's going to become a full-time father and everything. After he gave his promo and everything, he's saying goodbye to us. The Undertaker came out and said that AJ Styles is a 2026 abduction. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame this year. He's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, the WWE Hall of Fame, Wrestling Hall of Fame. AJ Styles will be inducted into it. But leading to that, let's go over the Elimination Chamber real quick. So the first match we're going to go over with the Elimination Chamber is we got Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee for the Intercontinental title. Me personally, I know she hasn't wrestled a one-on-one match in 10 years, but I'm taking AJ Lee. I just have a feeling AJ Lee's going to win this. Um, and it's just going to push that title even more with people like Becky Lynch already holding it. Now you got AJ Lee holding the title. Yeah, it's just going to make that title even more better. So, I mean, that's my take. I'm taking AJ Lee to win it. I think she hits Becky Lynch with the scissors and she wins the match. The next match we're going to go over is CM Punk versus Finn Balor for the for the what's it called, side? The World Heavyweight Championship. I'm taking CM Punk. It wouldn't make sense for Finn Balor to win it. I think this is just a match because it's in Chicago and it's the Elimination Chamber, and that title had to be on the line. And I think that's what they're doing. And yeah, so I'm taking CM Punk. I don't think Finn Balor even stands a chance. I think they're going to make it a good match, but I don't think Finn Balor stands a chance. Leading to that, we're going to talk about a match that could happen, but ain't official yet. Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. If this comes official, I'm taking Drew McIntyre, and then it leads to a triple threat at WrestleMania. And Jacob Fatu wins the title at WrestleMania. That's my hot take. But we got 2 more matches to talk about, and then we're going to wrap this up. Let's talk about the Elimination Chambers matches. Let's go over the women's real quick. Okay, so for the women's Elimination Chamber, you have. So this is our women's Elimination Chamber, okay? We got Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Raquel Rodriguez, and what's her name? I just said her name. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to figure out her name. Kiana James. Well, I know Kiana James ain't gonna win the match. I think the winner of this match, just because it's SmackDown, I think Rhea Ripley. I'm taking either Rhea Ripley or Asuka. Those are my 2 winners for this match. Now switching to the men's side, we have Javon Evans, Trick Williams, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Jey Uso. Now, the obvious choice for me is Cody Rhodes because, like I said, I think it's going to be a triple threat at WrestleMania. So yeah, I'm taking Cody Rhodes for that one. If Cody Rhodes don't win it, I would like to see Randy Orton win it. And yeah, those are my picks for Elimination Chamber, and that is the Not Move Podcast picks for Elimination Chamber. Besides that, like I said, we got the WWE 2K26 giveaway coming up. Make sure you're subscribed to the Not Move Podcast on YouTube, Twitch, whatever you watch us on. Just make sure you're subscribed to, and have some proof for us. Take a little screenshot of it, show us some proof. Shout out to all of our sponsors: W Energy Drink, BetUS, every sponsor that we have, and check out the Not Move Podcast shop. Use code, I think it's code Not Move. It saves you 5%, I'm pretty sure. And besides that, this is Robert with the Not Move Podcast, and Not Move out.
This non-casual podcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or reused without the authorized written consent of the Not Move Podcast Network. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.